The Quatusis. Okay. Let's see. That's going to be the first thing anyone who watches that video hears me say. So, real quick, what I want to do, I'm going to go over this week's assignment. I will probably add another assignment, possibly a paper lab, like the earthquake lab that we did before. Possibly the next one of these, which will be over tsunamis. We'll just have to wait and see. But this one is basically going to be about an earthquake. And I wanted to go over it real quickly because these are actually pretty cool assignments. And I hope as y'all go through these and take a look at them, you see that they're pretty unique and they're hopefully going to be at least more interesting than a normal assignment. And if you're the kind of person that likes kind of puzzles, maybe even just a little bit of fun, just a little bit. So what you have, I've gone ahead and clicked on the assignment. So my board is not working properly. Let me unplug this. Obviously the power went out while we were gone. So bear with me. Let's see. I got no light up here. IT troubleshooting. Did you try unplugging it and then plugging it back in? No, I didn't try that. Would you try that for me now, please? Oh, magically it worked. Can't believe it. Speakers, I heard it click on. The mouse is working, it's figuring it out. Yay, all right. Now we're back in business. Okay. So what I've gone ahead and done is just click on the assignment, and I have it set for standard view, which is exactly how you should see it when you click on it with your Chromebook. And so this one is called Earthquake Damage Assessment. And throughout the year for these labs, it's called Hazard City. And basically what they've done, because this semester is about natural hazards, they've set up a fictional city. And they're just going to have all the natural hazards happen to this poor city and the poor people that live here. And so this is very close to real data, but it's not about an actual real city. It's their fictional hazard city. So what has happened? In 1987, the Twin Fork Fault produced an earthquake that caused ground motion in Hazard City, equivalent to a 9. Brush up on your Roman numerals because we're going to use them for this little assignment. So equivalent to Roman numeral 9 on the modified Mercalli intensity scale. A recent major earthquake in California has caused the citizens of Hazard City to recall the earthquake history of their town and to worry about the impact that another 9 earthquake would have on their homes. You have been hired to investigate the situation. To complete your study, you must use the links on the left to do these 3 things. So these are your 3 objectives for the assignment. Clearly understand what a 9 on the modified Mercalli intensity scale means in terms of building impact and human actions, which we'll see in a second. Go on a tour of Hazard City to learn where residents' neighborhoods are located, what types of buildings are found there, and the number of residents in each neighborhood. That one, I've only just skimmed through the data. This one looks like it might be the one you spend a little bit of time on, trying to figure out where the residents live, what the houses look like, and what kind of damage we're talking about. And then number 3, consult reference materials to learn how the residential buildings found in the neighborhoods of Hazard City will respond if they are shaken by a ground motion equivalent to a 9 modified Mercalli intensity. So first thing you want to do is you want to click on these 3 links, and they're going to open up in new tabs. So I already have these opened up in new tabs over here. And the 3 links are a city map. So this is your part of Hazard City that you're looking at. Obviously, it's a fake town. You got 2 main roads running in the town, 342 and 857. I don't know. You got a river. You got Walston Heights over here. You have your downtown area with a courthouse. you have Hickory Estates, you have a shopping mall, you have a Riverside neighborhood, and a Ralston neighborhood. There's not a lot of information on this map. They don't really show you houses too much. I mean, you see some black dots over here. I don't know if there's any housing over here. We'll have to see if there's a key. But they're not giving you a lot of information on the map. It's just kind of like a hand-drawn map in a way. Let's scroll down and see what they have here. So, first thing I read actually helped me out a little bit because I didn't know this before. What's it say right underneath the map? Please click on the various areas of the map to learn more. So this is a interactive map. So if I click on downtown, another page pops up and tells me specifically about downtown. So at this point, you're probably wanting to get a little piece of scratch paper out and at least note, there's not a lot here. Note what you're reading about downtown. They're probably going to tell you what kind of buildings they have. It's a business center. Nearly all of the 1 to 3 story buildings are constructed of unreinforced brick and masonry. That's going to be important, unreinforced brick and masonry. They house retail businesses and office and first floor apartments and second and third floors. Hazard City is proud to announce that they have recently qualified to receive designation from the National Arbor Day Foundation as a tree city. So they planted some trees. Okay, that's not going to help in an earthquake. So really what we're taking away from this is 1 to 3 story buildings. So not just 1 story, but we've got 2 and 3 story buildings. And they're constructed of unreinforced brick and masonry, which is probably not going to be great in an earthquake if we had to guess. The more reinforcement you have, the better. So if I go back, I could go through this and do this for, it looks like maybe 6 different areas. It looks like I probably got 1 for downtown, 1 for Ralston, 1 for Riverside, 1 for Hickory Estates, the shopping mall, and Walnut Heights. There might be a couple more in there. I'm not going to go through all of them right now, but you're going to want to click on each one of these and find out specifically what types of houses are in each of these different areas, because that's going to help you answer the questions. Then it says your goal is to determine the impact of an intensity 9 on Hazard City. You must estimate the percentage of buildings that will be uninhabitable in each residential neighborhood and the number of people in each neighborhood who will require emergency shelter. So that's going to take a little bit of thinking. Let's see what kind of information they give us. On the next page that we opened up is the modified Mercalli intensity scale. Really the only thing we need to know from this page is number 9. And my projector is not super great right now because it's cut off the numbers. But this one right here is number 9. And you can see them on your computer screens. They have Roman numerals. What number 9 says is panic general. I don't know what panic general means, but it probably means that everybody's panicking. Not a good time if you have a 9 earthquake on the intensity scale. Cracked ground conspicuously. That means you can see cracks in the ground. They're going to be pretty obvious. They're not inconspicuous. And let's see. Damage considerable in masonry structures built especially to withstand earthquakes. So this is telling me for buildings that were built specifically to withstand an earthquake, I still had damage. And so that tells me even the really nice buildings are going to have cracks. They're going to have damage, considerable damage. If it was a building that was not designed to withstand earthquakes, it's probably going to have severe damage or maybe even collapse. Through out of plumb, some wood frame houses built to withstand earthquakes. So out of plumb means the house is now leaning. Instead of being straight up and down, it's going to be kind of crooked. Great insubstantial masonry buildings. They're talking about the amount of damage. So damage will be great in masonry buildings. Something collapse, I don't know what that is. Something collapsed in large part or wholly shifted frame buildings off of foundations, racked frames, serious to reservoirs, underground pipes, sometimes broken. So basically this is going to be bad. Even for the things designed to withstand this severity of earthquakes, you're going to have damage. And anything that was just like a normal building, you're going to have a lot of damage. Your infrastructure is going to be messed up. Your underground pipes, your water reservoirs, all sorts of stuff is going to be messed up from this earthquake. And so just assume it's probably going to be pretty bad. And then number 3, this is the third link, impacts of earthquakes on buildings from Shaken Awake. And so this talks about the different types of buildings that you have. And so for like the downtown area, it said we had 1 to 3 story buildings with unreinforced brick. And so you can probably find something on here. Unreinforced masonry buildings, those are probably going to be the ones they're talking about in the downtown area. Just as an example, probably very, very similar to the buildings in the downtown Palmer area, the downtown Ennis area, and the downtown Waxahachie area. Basically, just a shell of a building with some bricks slapped on the outside like your house. There's nothing really holding the bricks up. And so you get any kind of shaking, and essentially, like, the building may not fall down, but the whole outside brick wall will just fall over. And so that's unreinforced buildings. It causes a lot of damage, but it's also dangerous for people standing outside. Like if you're in an earthquake, especially around here, your idea might be, I don't want the building to fall down on me. I'm going to go outside. And then you step outside the door and bricks fall down or glass falls down if it's an upper story building. So you want to be aware of what's happening, what kind of dangers you have around you. So this actually has quite a bit of information. There's a lot on the main page, and you can click on each one of these links and look at something specifically. I don't know how much of this information you'll need, so I wouldn't use this necessarily to make a whole list of notes. I would maybe see what the questions are asking you and hunt out your information in this, because this would probably take you quite a while to go through all these different pages and look at all this information. Let's just click on this one just to see. So yeah, your unreinforced buildings that we saw in the downtown area, they have a little bit of information to kind of talk about what would happen. And just like I said, you can see the building necessarily won't fall down, but there's nothing really holding the bricks on the outside. Just gravity and time. They're going to stay where they've been. But if you push on them a little bit, if you knock some bricks out from the bottom or it starts to shake, a whole wall will essentially just fall down, and you're going to have issues from that. So let's see. Do they have any percentages? Because percentages are probably what we're looking for here. I see a couple percentages down here, but I don't know what they're giving. So housing units in URM buildings account for only 1% of total Bay Area housing, 2.9% of Bay Area multifamily stock, 5.8 of total shock. Okay, so this gives you a little bit of an understanding of how common these houses are in San Francisco, but maybe not their likelihood for damage. Although, if I had to guess based on the description, I'd probably guess that 100% of these houses get damaged in an earthquake of that size. There's going to be some sort of damage on probably every single one. So let's see what kind of questions they're going to ask us and what we're going to do to try to go about like building some answers out of this. So where am I? I need to go to this slide here. First question, earthquake damage assessment worksheet. I need to fill out the percent of homes uninhabitable out of all. It looks like there's 5 sections on the map. So what I need to know is after that earthquake, the 9 magnitude earthquake on the Mercalli intensity scale, how many of the homes in that area are going to be still livable? Or how many are actually, no, they're asking the opposite. How many are going to be unlivable, uninhabitable? So let's see if we can just do one of these with the downtown one. So I go to the map. I click on downtown again. And the information that they're giving me is 1 to 3 story buildings, unreinforced masonry and brick. I'm just making sure there's nothing else. I'm not seeing anything else. I can't click on the picture. There's no other link. So I got that. 1 to 3 stories, masonry and brick. There's nothing else to click on this page. Hold on. It's giving me click on any map names to learn more about that neighborhood or feature. Click on the building response button to learn how different types of buildings respond to earthquakes. Where's the building response button? Click on the report button. So I'm looking for estimates. I'm looking for reports. I don't see a building response button here. Maybe it's percent uninhabitable by intensity level. Here it is. So look, if I go back, let me just show you. I'm on this list. I looked at downtown. I saw that downtown was unreinforced masonry brick buildings. I find the unreinforced masonry brick buildings. I click on it, and it opens up that page. And up here, there's a link. Percent uninhabitable by intensity level. So they're telling me for these type of buildings, for a certain intensity of earthquake, how many homes are going to be uninhabitable. And we can see that it's high. They have the numbers here. Ours specifically is number 9. Wasn't quite 100% like I was predicting, but 70% is still really high. 7 out of 10 of every single home in that area sustained damage. So actually, no. I was probably right about the 100% damage, but 30% of the houses you can still live in. They have damage, but they're not uninhabitable. 70% of them you can't even stay the night tonight. You got to go find a hotel room if there's hotels. And so that's that number that we're looking for, 70%. And so I just go back to my assignment here, if I can find the right screen, and I pop in 70% in the downtown area, and then I move on to Hickory Estates. So just to show you again, now that we've got that, we could probably go through it pretty quickly. I go to the map. I click on Hickory Estates. Hickory Estates tells me that they're old houses, 1920s, 1940s, single family, multi-story, so we're probably talking 2-story, probably not 3. Wood frame homes, built before World War II, and the rest of the stuff I don't think is very important. Retired people, large population, maintain the appearance of their homes. That's not going to help in an earthquake. So we're looking at wood frame homes built before World War II, single family, multi-story. So we go back to this list, and we find wood frame buildings, 4 to 7 stories. Nah, this is like a neighborhood. We're looking 1 to 3 stories. Wood frame buildings, 1 to 3 stories. Single family, not multifamily. These are homes, not apartments. Built before 1940. That's going to be our homes there. Was I right about that? Single family? Yeah, single family, multi-story, before 1940. That's what we're looking at. So that we click on the percent uninhabitable, and it will tell us, if it pulls up the link. Come on. Why is this not working? Okay. Whoa! Is that? No. Let's see. Bookmark this link. What? Copy link location. Oh, is this link messed up? Oh, it says void. Okay, so that could be a problem.
So we can't move the lab.
No. If I have to, I'll find out the answer for you.
I mean, if you want to find out.
Broken links is a little disappointing. If we literally just paid money for this, there should not be any broken links. Okay. But anyways, let's see. Can we find the next one? Hopefully I don't. I'm not just only able to find the first answer. And that's it. So let's double check with the next one. What's the next one? Ralston. So go to my map. I click on Ralston. It tells me the Ralstons gave generous-sized lots to many of their well-to-do friends who built large wood-frame, single-family Victorian-style homes in the late 1800s. So old homes, single-family, wood-framed. Unfortunately, that's probably going to be the same thing. If I come back over here, wood-frame houses, single-family, before 1940. Oh, that's disappointing.
That was the same one.
Huh?
That was the same one you already clicked on.
I know, but that's two of the answers. I'm pretty sure that Ralston and Hickory Estates would both be the same. Okay. But anyways, you get the idea, and I will see if I can hunt down some of these answers and see if they're valid and if y'all can find them, and I'll send you an email with information if you don't have it readily available to you. So if you happen to be at home, which I don't think anybody's quarantined right now, but I will still post this online. So if you have any questions, email me or let me know. I got the due date on this set for Friday. So I know everybody's taking tests early this week. If you get a chance to work on it, do, but it's not due till Friday.